Hey guys, welcome back to Math for My Desk. Today I'll be showing how to identify the vertex, the axis of symmetry, and the concavity of a quadratic function. So let's go ahead and start. So first, if you have this form here of ax squared plus bx plus c, in order to find the vertex, you can apply the formula negative b over 2a, as I showed here, which is going to be equal to your axis of symmetry. And this makes sense because, because the vertex, which is the maximum or minimum point, is right in the middle of your graph, right? So it's going to be the axis of symmetry. So you apply this formula. You might be wondering why negative b over 2a. The answer is because of calculus. You do not need to know this if you're in an algebra class, but if you take calculus in the future, it's interesting to know where this formula comes from. So the graph is concave up. The function is concave up, meaning it opens up like this if a is positive. So a is right here. So if a is greater than 0, so this a, if it is greater than 0, then it will open up, and vice versa. So if a is less than 0, then it will open down. It will be concave down, as we say. So now we have the vertex form. Here, this is also a quadratic expression, a quadratic equation. So in order to find the vertex here, you will take this over here, this x minus h, and set that equal to 0, in which you get x is equal to h. Or alternatively, you could take negative h, as I showed here, meaning that you will flip the sign inside here. So here you have x minus h, so negative h. Since here we have a negative, it's going to be positive h. So the answer would be positive h for this. However, I prefer to use this method over here. And this is the same thing as the previous equation, the previous slide. So if a here is greater than 0, then it will open up, it'll be concave up. And if a is less than 0, then it will be concave down, we'll be going down. Opening down, So let's do some practice problems here. So identifying the vertex. So we're going to take the x plus 10, we're going to set that equal to 0, and we get x is equal to negative 10, or you can flip the sign here. So you have x plus 10, so you take negative 10. So that is the x coordinate. Now to find y, you're going to plug in negative 10. So y is equal to 2 times negative 10. So we plug in negative 10 where you see x, negative 10 plus 10 squared plus 1. So y is equal to 2 times 0 squared plus 1. Y is equal to 2 times 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 0 plus 1. So y is just equal to 1. And as I said before, the axis of symmetry is the same point where you have the vertex. So the x point, so it's negative 10. So now we want to know if we open up or we open down. Well, you look at the lead-in coefficient here. So our a here, in this case 2 is greater than 0. In all cases 2 is greater than 0. But in this case, our lead-in term is greater than 0, is positive, so that means that we'll be opening up. So opens up like this, or you can write concave up. So let's move on to the next problem here. So we have y is equal to negative 1/3 times x minus 7 squared plus 1. So you take the x minus 7 and you set that equal to 0. You add 7 to both sides. You get x, this cancels out. You get x is equal to 7. So the x coordinate of your vertex is 7. Now you're going to plug in 7 back into the equation to solve for the y coordinate. So y is equal to negative 1/3 times 7 minus 7 squared plus 1. So y is equal to negative 1/3 times 0 squared plus 1, which is just negative 1/3 times 0 squared. 0 squared is 0. So this is just going to result in 0. So y is equal to 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 1. And as I said before, the axis of symmetry is going to be your x coordinates of your vertex. So symmetry, I didn't write that well, but oh well. So it's 7. And if you want to know if it opens up or opens down, well, in this case, as you see here, we have negative 1/3. So negative 1/3 is clearly less than 0, meaning that we'll be opening down. So like this. Or you can say concave down. So now let's move on to our next problem here. So here we are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So you can go ahead and use the formula negative b over 2a in order to figure out the vertex. Let me put a box because we're going to have quite some writing here. So b in this case is equal to 16 over 3 over here. And a is equal to negative 1/3 over here. So negative 16 over 3 over negative 1/3 times 1 over 2. So the negatives are going to cancel out. You're going to, sorry there. Okay, it brought me back. Sorry, I'm going to rewrite the stuff here. So we said b is 16 over 3. We said a is negative 1/3. Then we do negative 16 over 3 over negative 1/3 times 1/2, which is the same thing as negative b over 2a. Negative is going to cancel out. You're going to multiply both sides by 3 here, so that you get rid of the 3's. So you're left with negative 16 over 3 times 1/2. Sorry, negative 16 over 1, not over 3. Negative 16 over negative 1 times 1/2. As I said before, the negatives are cancelled out. So this is the same thing as 16 over 2, which is equal to 8. So that's the x coordinates of our vertex. So now let's take a look at the y coordinates. So we can go ahead and plug in the 8 in our equation. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's start. So y is equal to, I'm going to do some of the math in my head here. So 8 squared is 64. So we have negative 64 over 3. Plus, we're going to have 16 times 8, which is 48 here. And then we have 1 times 8, it's going to be 12. So we have negative 64 over 3 plus 128 over 3 minus 46 over 3. So now I can simply do the arithmetic. So, let's see. 128 minus 64. We get simply 64. Then you have 64 over 3 minus 46 over 3, which is equal to, we have 64 minus 46. We get 14 minus 6, which is 8. Then we have 6 minus 5, which is 1. So we're left with 18 over 3, which is equal to 6. So that is the y-coordinate of our vertex. The axis of symmetry is the x-coordinate of our vertex, which is 8. And it will open, the function will open down. And the reason for that is because if you see over here, our a term is negative. So negative 1/3 is less than 0. So it opens down. Let's move on to the next problem now. So here we have y is equal to 2x squared plus 36x plus 166. So this is also in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So we can use negative b over 2a. Let me put a space here where we can put our answer. So that is the vertex. And then over here we're gonna have the axis. Sorry, let's not get too far here. Let's first solve for the vertex. So go ahead and do that. So see, we have 2x squared plus 36x plus 166. So what I can do is I can divide everything by 2. And I would get y is equal to 2 times x squared plus 36 divided by 2 is 18x. And then 166 divided by 2 is, well, let's see, 160 divided by 2 is 80. Then 6 divided by 2 is 3, so we're talking 83. So this is what we have. So b is 18. And our a is 1. So now let's go ahead and solve this using the formula negative b over 2a. So let's go ahead and start this. So negative b, negative 18 over 1, 2a, so 2 times 1, So negative 18 over 2 is equal to negative 9. So I would say that this is our x-coordinate for the vertex. So now in order to solve for the y-coordinate, we're going to simply go ahead and plug this negative 9 into the equation. So we have 2 times 81, because negative 9 squared is 81, plus 18 times negative 9, so it's going to end up being... Oh, I lost all my work here. That sucks. Hold on. Negative b over 2a. Let me just recall quickly. So our vertex, I said, is negative 9, the x-point. So I'm not going to go ahead and redo all my work. If you want to go and see it, go back in the video, please. So I found 2 times x squared plus 18x plus 83. So I have 81 minus, let's see what's 18 times 9. So minus 162 plus 83. So let's go ahead and do that. So 81 minus 162 plus 83. That's going to end up being, let's see. Oh, I lost my work again. Vertex, negative 9. I had, what did I have here? I had 81 minus 162, if I recall correctly, plus 83. So this should give me, let's see. So if we do 162 minus 81, we get 2 minus 1 is 1. 6 minus 8 is, I'm going to get 16 minus 8 is 8. So I have 0, so we're left with 81. So we have negative 81. Plus 83. Which is, 81 plus 83 is 2. And then we have that times 2. Okay, I'm really not in the mood here. I had 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So the vertex point is 9, 4. I keep losing my stuff. Was it negative 9? Yeah, it was negative 9, 4. So now let's move on here. So the vertex is negative 9, 4. The axis of symmetry is negative 9. And the graph will open up because 2 is greater than 0. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and sorry for the amount of times the board somehow got erased.